on this episode of MythBusters.
Whoa, dude!
Adam and Jamie test hand grenade hero myths. Inspired by Hollywood, will a heroic dive save the rest of the cast?
That was incredible.
Can water dampen the blast? And how about using a fridge to cool things off? Next, the team take to task self-help CDs.
My body is strong.
Can a course of self-hypnosis cure seasickness, fix a bee phobia,
There's your bleep.
or even change your eye color? And finally, Cary Grant and Tori turn their stomachs with the latest Diet Coke and Mentos sensation sweeping the internet.
Carrie.
Will a candy and cola cascade cause your belly to blow?
Oh, nasty.
Who are the MythBusters? Adam Savage
Is everybody ready for diving?
and Jamie Hyneman.
Gets me all worked up just looking at it.
That was beautiful.
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience.
That was heavy.
Joining them, Grant Imahara,
Powers on, run for your life.
Tori Belleci,
Somebody order some exploding pants.
and Carrie Byron.
High explosives and electricity. Woo!
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
Be careful with those.
They're not real. Total props.
So what's the myth?
Well, these are part of our next myth, which is a Hollywood myth. Picture a group of intrepid heroes fighting evil adversaries when into their midst flies a live grenade. Guess what happens next?
Well, I would say no doubt the hero actor jumps on a grenade, thus protecting the rest of the people.
Exactly right. That's the myth we want to test. Will jumping on a grenade actually save those around you?
It's another explosive tall tale from Tinseltown. The director calls action, and our stuntman hero steps up to put his body on the line. Some special effects later, and although he's out of a job, the rest of the cast have miraculously survived.
So what do you think our plan is?
Well, why don't we start by making a human analog?
Out of ballistics media for our hero?
Yeah, and we'll set off some grenades, both with and without our hero diving on them.
All right. You know, we're also going to need an objective way of assessing the blast damage, both with and without the hero on the grenade.
And just for fun, why don't we try some other ways of suppressing grenade blasts?
That's great. Let's do it.
First up, this movie myth needs a star who'll be willing to go to ground on a grenade. No one's volunteering, so Adam begins bodybuilding.
Normally when we want to do a human analog on the show, we use ballistics gelatin or animal carcasses. This stuff we've used it on a few myths. It's still relatively new to us. It's a different kind of ballistic media, also based on animal protein, like ballistics gelatin. However, it's much more stable at room temperature.
While the catering on this film set may be gloopy at best, the boys have ensured the dummy will be fattened up.
There are several things about this dummy that bear noting. The first is that it weighs the same as an adult male because it's about the same size as an adult male, and it has the same density in terms of the ballistics material that we use and human flesh. So it should be perfect for our test.
So we need a way to gauge the damage caused both with and without a hero grenade diver. So Jamie and I have come up with this. A set of these guys. These will be our plywood actors standing in for our movie band of brothers. They will be standing around where the grenade is happening, and we'll try one control without anyone jumping on it, see what kind of damage they take, and for take two, we'll put somebody jumping on the grenade and see what kind of damage they take then.
So the cutout cast is ready for action. Now all they need is the perfect location.
Watch the coin. You're getting sleepy. Very, very sleepy.
Wait, why are we doing hypnosis again? Haven't we been here before?
Yep, but the furor on the fan site over mesmeric, mind-altering myths just won't let up. Despite busting the theory that you can plant a post-hypnotic suggestion in an unwilling dupe,
I had a clear idea of what they wanted me to do.
and proving as plausible that memory recall can be hypnotically enhanced,
All of that I remembered after we relaxed with the hypnosis.
the fans are demanding the team tackle self-hypnosis. Specifically, the CDs you find on the internet that claim you can change your life in any number of weird and wonderful ways.
So this time, we're gonna try self-hypnosis myth.
Those are those CDs that you listen to and they're supposed to influence you?
Yeah, they're all over the internet. You can lose weight, regrow your hair, or even quit smoking.
So why don't we each try one?
Okay, well, I volunteer for the seasickness one because personally, I'm sick of being the guy that always has to vomit on camera.
All right, well, since I'm only afraid of commitment and I doubt that's gonna change, maybe we should bring in Adam and try to help him get over his extreme fear of bees.
All right, well, if you guys are gonna work with rational myths, I would like to try something a little more outlandish. I saw one where you can change your eye color. And since that's a physical change, you'll know if it works because I'll come back with like purple eyes.
All right, sounds good. Spin me, baby.
As regular viewers will know, Grant has a tendency to go a little green around the gills.
I feel something coming up in my throat.
This NASA knockoff, affectionately known as the Chuck Chair, is used to simulate the sensation of seasickness. And it works a treat on our very own barf machine. Before Grant can try his mythical seasickness cure, Carrie and Tori need a pre-hypnosis baseline.
Come on, I want to see you blow chunks.
All right, let's get this over with.
Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Round and round he goes.
Oh, you suck.
Keep moving your head.
Where his stomach stops, nobody knows.
Here we go. Here we go. Attaboy. Yeah. Attaboy.
it's all
Okay.
right.
Minute 17:34.
So now they've got a baseline.
1730, totally
It.
puked.
Grant can begin testing the self-hypnotic solution for seasickness.
How you feeling, better?
Not especially.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Carrie will test a self-hypnosis CD she found on the web that claims she'll be able to turn her brown eyes as green as Grant after a trip in the Chuck Chair.
I want to do this as scientifically as possible, so I've come to Corette Vision Center. They're going to take really close-up pictures of my eyes so that I have a baseline control for the experiment. I'll go through my self-hypnosis, and then when I come back, we'll take pictures in the exact same way and do a comparison to see if I was able to change the color of my eye.
The final challenge the team will tackle is Adam's deep-seated and unfounded fear of bees.
I don't know why. I've been stung plenty of times. I'm not allergic. I just can't stand those things. They freak me out.
And as always, the first step is a control to scientifically measure exactly how freaked out he gets.
We have two instruments to measure Adam's stress level. The first is the pulse meter, and this is going to measure his heart rate. If he becomes frightened, his heart rate's going to increase and it's going to spike, and we'll be able to see it here. The second piece of equipment is the galvanic skin response. Again, if he becomes frightened, he'll start to sweat a little bit, and that will change that resistance measurement.
To dial in on Adam's fear factor, he'll be spending 10 minutes with one arm in his own personal Room 101.
Oh, that's a lot of them.
Okay, heart rate spiking. Okay.
It's pretty obvious from the start, Adam is showing serious signs of stress.
Your heart rate jumped up about like 20 points.
And once Adam gets his arm inside the box of bees, the team don't need fancy equipment to measure his stress levels.
There's your bleep.
Okay.
You really are afraid of bees,
I
aren't
really,
you?
really, I told you I'd do this for science, and I told you I wouldn't like it one bit.
The longest 10 minutes of Adam's life finally counts down.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, dang.
And Adam goes over the data percentages.
That 100% sucked.
So with the baseline set, it's time to move on to phase 2, self-hypnosis.
All right, buddy. This is the CD that you're gonna listen to for a week, and this will help you get over your fear of bees.
Did you guys make this?
We ordered it online. So you're in good hands. Okay. It's a professional, it's not us.
Because I didn't want to listen to you going, dude, it's totally okay. It's totally okay.
They're just gonna sting you.
Okay. I'm driving, it's totally okay. It's totally okay.
Jamie and Adam are testing the movie myth that diving onto a grenade will smother the blast and save your buddies. But with the neighbors likely to gripe about a grenade going off in the backyard, the team head for one of their favorite spots.
When you want to blow up grenades, you've got to go to a place where they blow up grenades. Like the Alameda County Sheriff's Department's bomb range. That's where we are here.
This place is a veritable MythBuster mecca. Tori, Grant, and Carrie came here to blow up their pants.
Those are exploding pants.
And Jamie and Adam
You gonna paint your house with explosives?
had a little TNT party of their own.
Get your pirate face on! We're about to shoot some cannons!
And in the pirate special, Redbeard and Captain Hyneman tested the myth that cannonball splinters are more deadly than the cannonball. But this time, the guys are going gung-ho with grenades, and the MythBusters turn to some old friends, Frank Doyle and J.D. Nelson, for the crucial explosive ingredients.
All right, so what do we got?
Okay.
So, if I pull the pin on one of these things, it's going to go off, right?
No, Jamie, these are inert. We wouldn't trust Adam near the live ones. But first, Adam can't resist testing a mini-myth.
So the thing I've always wondered is, can you really pull these out with your teeth?
It works in the movies, but how about real life?
Ow. No, I don't think so.
Why would you do this when you had a perfectly good finger right over here?
It requires over 10 pounds of pressure to pull a grenade pin. So this myth is busted, a bit like Adam's teeth. Seeing as Jamie and Adam's expertise in this field comes from the movies, why don't we start with a little Grenades 101?
Now, what the heck are all these things?
A hand grenade is basically a small handheld explosive device. It's meant to be thrown, and after a certain delay, it goes off.
And this is how they work. As everyone knows, the pin comes out first. That releases the striker lever, which hits the percussion cap, and that sets off the chemical fuse. Finally, the detonator sparks the packed explosive material. There's a big boom, and the metal casing fragments into deadly shrapnel.
So, if the M67 is going to be our grenade today, do we get to pull the pin and throw them?
Well, we won't be doing that today for safety reasons. We'll have a very controlled situation, and I think it's a good time for JD and myself to go and prepare the actual grenades that we're going to use today.
So while control freaks Frank and JD set up a remote firing system,
let's start assembly lining this thing.
It's time to call for our movie extras. But our leading man can kick back in his trailer, as this test is the control.
We are going to detonate one of our grenades without anything inhibiting it. We're going to see what it does to our figures standing around it. Then we'll have a baseline comparison of damage to compare all the other subsequent tests to.
As the director of this slice of movie mayhem, Adam choreographs his stuntmen.
I am standing on the exact location where we're going to be detonating our series of grenade tests. The grenade is lethal within 15 feet and can cause injuries within 40 to 45 feet.
The actors are placed at 5-foot intervals from the blast epicenter. And with everyone poised for action, JD brings the small package with the big boom.
Okay, here it is.
Well, it goes right where that cone is.
Okay.
With the live grenade in position, our experts clear the area and begin their preparation.
We're going to be putting a blasting cap into the body of the grenade, into the explosive, running it by hardwire all the way back to the fire control point where we will do the button pushing and initiate the explosion.
With the cameras ready to roll, Jamie and Adam hunker down in the bunker. And with the system hot,
Fire in the hole! Fire
they call action.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh. That was pretty solid.
That
was
was.
a nice, like, macho thunk.
That really was.
Whoa. And speaking of macho, the action actors look like they just shrugged off a grenade blast. But a closer look at the guy at 5 feet reveals the frightening truth.
The telling part is look at the backside.
Wow. Little tiny fragments going all the way through the plywood.
Yep, the fake blood department would have its hands full. But how about wooden actor number 2? Well, he was 10 feet away, and his part in this movie is over.
Right through the lung or the heart or something.
Yeah, anything up in this K5 area like this, they're in real hurt city.
And the body count for this scene continues to rise when they examine extra number 3.
Jamie, check it out, man. Same thing on number 3.
Yep.
One there, one there, one there. Down there, down there.
Up there.
The 4th casualty was one of the cameras. And this piece of plexiglass, which was protecting a second camera, gives a further illustration of the lethal power of grenade shrapnel.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Check this out. This is actually more revealing than the dummies in some ways. This was a brand spanking clean thing. I just stripped it before we put it in. And, you know, on the dummies, we can kind of see a lot of little flecks, but look at all of them here. They're just like dozens of tiny things.
And each of those could potentially travel inches into your body.
Well, Frank says that these are going like, 20, 24,000 feet per second, even though they're minuscule.
That's like 10 times the speed of a bullet.
Yeah, and that's the difference. Like, they may be smaller than bird shot even, but they're going like several times as fast. A shotgun only is like, 900 feet per second or so.
That's terrifying.
This is exactly the kind of thing I'm interested in. I wanted to see here. In the first place, the blast itself was somehow more powerful than some of the blasts that we've seen before in the sense that it was a real like thunk. You could feel it in the ground. It was like guttural and like a real, wasn't a pop or anything or a big like that. It was a bang.
I have a recommendation for how we proceed. Let's write down on the backs of the figures exactly how many hits all the way through that we got on each one. Then I'll spray paint them black again.
Okay.
So when we go for the next test, we'll be able to count clean again, and we'll see if there's a drop in them.
So after the first take, 3 of our actors have more holes in them than a bad B-grade plot. The question now is, will there be fewer fatalities when our movie star takes a dive?
Look into the hypnotic eyes.
The MythBusters are once again going under for science. But hypnosis is not just the stuff of parlor tricks and B-grade movie plots. Hypnotherapy, in conjunction with traditional medicine, has helped millions of people successfully battle wide-ranging afflictions, such as addiction, anorexia, and arthritis. But for the next week, 3 self-hypnosis or auto-suggestion goals are being put to the test.
Okay, so this is day 1 with my seasickness self-hypnosis CD.
As per the instructions on the box, Grant will listen to the disc once per day.
Your body is strong. Your mind is strong. It can handle all kinds of situations. Grant.
I really, really want this to work. I'm tired of being the seasickness guinea pig. I don't really have a whole lot of confidence in it working, but I am going to open my mind and give it a shot.
While Grant is attempting what he thinks is an achievable goal, Carrie is at the far end of the hypnosis spectrum with a far-fetched claim that by listening to her disc twice a day, she can change her eye color.
Well, the hypnotist keeps saying that my subconscious is changing the amount of melanin in my eyes, and I should keep looking in the mirror to see if they change.
And they will change because you have the power to change, Carrie.
His tone of voice was sort of freaking me out.
Adam, happy with his eye color, has found a self-hypnosis CD that will supposedly help him get over his apiophobia. For those of you that don't speak geek, that's a fear of bees. And as he settles down for his first session, Adam the skeptic is going against type and thinking positive thoughts.
I feel like there is some utility in concentrating on the thing that one is phobic about. That, you know, me thinking seriously about bees sitting on my skin without stinging me will benefit and will show a benefit at the end of this week.
Now, because watching the MythBusters snooze doesn't make for Emmy Award-winning TV, let's cut to the chase. All week, Grant has been keeping up with his hypnosis schedule, but let's see if he can keep his stomach down.
In 3, 2, 1.
Remember, before he embarked on self-hypnosis, he lasted just over 17 minutes. For the myth to stand any chance of being confirmed, Grant has to go way past that.
Really glad it's you that gets seasick, not us.
But for total success, he'll have to keep his breakfast from seeing the light of day.
I really want this to work. My body is strong, and it can handle all kinds of different situations.
Grant, using his self-taught hypnotic techniques, remains focused for over half an hour. And despite Tori's best efforts,
come on, Grant. We all want to see chunks.
Our very own Duke of Puke is staying strong.
You realize if this test works, we're going to be standing here for a very long time.
But on the 34-minute mark, the wait is over, and all Green Gills Grant is back.
Okay, stop. Stop. I can't do this anymore.
So the self-hypnosis technique delayed the inevitable, but failed to outright cure his seasickness.
I'm not sure if I'll ever be cured of seasickness, but what I do know is that the hypnosis CD did not cure me.
While Grant recovers, it's time to look into Carrie's eyes.
I'm back at UCSF for my follow-up appointment with the eye photographer, and I'm going to see if my week of self-hypnosis has changed the color of my eyes.
But despite a daily hour and a half of self-hypnosis, Carrie's eyes stubbornly remain brown.
So in your professional opinion, did I change the color of my eyes through self-hypnosis?
I would have to say that they're unchanged, unfortunately.
Despite her best efforts, it's a result Carrie was expecting. But is it even possible to change the color of your eyes?
Well, you know, certainly there are certain drugs and chemicals that will change eye color. So it's certainly possible for eye color to change, but usually that has to do with some substance that's been either put onto the eye or something that's actually changing the metabolism of the cell. So, you know, certainly it's possible to change eye color. I'm just not quite sure how you'd achieve it through hypnosis.
So I guess this one's busted.
I'm afraid it is.
Okay, last but not least is Adam, our resident skeptic.
The self-hypnosis on CD is total bunk. It's snake oil, as far as I'm concerned.
In his baseline test, Adam's heart rate, galvanic skin response, and colorful vocabulary confirmed he's terrified of bees. The question is, after a solid week of listening to his self-hypnosis CDs, will he fare any better when faced with the dreaded bee box?
How you feeling compared to last time?
I'm feeling a little better than I did last time.
Well, apparently you're lying. Doesn't look like it.
Adam's trying to tough it out, but the numbers don't lie. His heart rate and stress levels are buzzing at the same high rates as the baseline test.
Oh, another one landed on me.
And a few close encounters of the flying kind prove that 10 minutes with the bees is still 10 minutes of torture, which leaves just one conclusion.
Okay, guys, self-hypnosis, what's the verdict?
I think it's obvious that this is busted.
Yeah, but you never believed that your eyes could change color.
True, but I followed all the instructions on the CD, and I really put my mind into it and still got nothing. And Adam got the same result.
I know, that's too bad, because even after his hypnosis, he's still afraid of bees.
Well, I think mine is the most telling result.
And you really wanted it to work.
Yeah, I wanted it to work, I thought it could work, and there was a delay in the seasickness, but ultimately, it failed to cure me.
Yep, you still blew chunks.
So this one's busted.
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 In the myth of the Hollywood hand grenade hero, Adam and Jamie are having a blast. A control test minus our Superman savior left 3 extras looking for work.
One there, one there, one there. Down there, down there.
Up there.
Now it's time for take 2, and our heroes straight out of Central Casting.
Hey guys, look out! A grenade has landed near you.
That's
Allow
about
me
good.
to be your savior. You got the back?
Uh-huh.
This is our hero right here, and it should provide a fantastic testing medium to show what kind of resistance the body will provide to the fragmentation from a grenade and how much it'll protect your buddies standing around you. Well, all of our figures are ready to go, so all that's left is to lay the charge. We'll clear out and wait for your guys ready to go.
It won't take very long. We're all set.
Excellent.
Our leading man is laid on the grenade, his body and the myth on the line. If his 3 supporting actors survive, this tall tale will be confirmed.
It's worth pausing for a second to talk about the origin of the word grenade.
Well, sure. It comes from the French word for pomegranate, which is grenade.
Does a grenade look anything like a pomegranate?
Well, not now, but in the early days they were larger. They were about the same size as a pomegranate, and they were filled with shot that was very similar to pomegranate seeds.
Oh, cool.
Well, this is it. Hollywood on trial once again. Now, if the movies are to be believed, our hero stuntman has to absorb the full impact of the grenade. He has to save all his mates. In 3, 2, 1.
That was brutal.
Well, one thing's for sure, there'll be no happy ending for this celluloid savior.
He did not have a good day. He was a hero.
Yep, our hero's role has been cut short, but did his selfless act save the cast of cutouts?
There's a significant chunk out of the front here, but out of the back, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just 4. That's it.
So wooden actor number 1 took 10 fewer hits than the control blast. But how bad were the splinters?
This injury right here is very telling because what it shows us is that while it looks like a lot here, we look around on the backside and there's not a mark. In the previous test, without anything over the grenade at all, if we saw a hole in the front, we saw a hole in the back. So it's clearly slowing down the velocity of the projectiles coming off of the grenade.
And the guy at 10 feet?
Well, heck, look at that.
I don't see a single one.
This looks like he might have really saved his buddies here.
There's no doubt about it. This movie myth is looking confirmed.
Well, there you go.
There you go. I'm pretty amazed. I wasn't expecting to see such a definitive result. Of the 8 figures we had standing around here, when our hero jumped on the grenade, only his buddy who was 5 feet away, buddy number 1, sustained any real damage. And most of that was to his legs. Buddies number 2 and 3 are effectively unscathed, as are 4 through 8.
So the rest of the cast survived. Unfortunately, our action hero from now on will only be able to play bit parts. Carrie started it. Adam and Jamie investigated it.
That's a much more vigorous reaction.
And then they Rube Goldberg'd it. But incredibly, the foamy fountain is yet to run dry.
Whoa, hey! There it is.
Diet Coke and Mentos again? Are you kidding me?
Come on, is this phenomenon not over yet?
Well, I know we've done it a lot, but there's this video that's going around the internet. A guy eats Mentos, drinks Diet Coke, and then passes out because his stomach supposedly explodes. You know we have to test that.
Well, that'd be cool. Trying to blow up some stomachs with Diet Coke and Mentos.
Yeah, nice.
Diet Coke and Mentos is once again the hot internet topic. Scour the net and you'll find a ton of videos like this. This guy, who we won't be calling Einstein, swallows a handful of Mentos and then guzzles some Diet Cola. He's hoping for an upchuck fountain and his 5 minutes of cyber fame. But according to his friend who posted the clip, it all goes wrong when he ends up in hospital with a ruptured stomach. Thanks to the MythBusters, there's no mystery to the cola cascade. But like Old Faithful, this gassy geyser just keeps on keeping on.
There you go.
That's so cool. I've never actually done that before.
Me neither.
Really?
No.
You know, that wasn't even as high as I've seen them go. I've seen like 30 feet.
But today, we're asking, can the fizzy fountain burst your belly? Here's a sentence you don't hear every day. The next step is a spot of stomach shopping. And seeing as Carrie thinks awful is awful, guess who gets to go?
Of course, I'm the one they pick when there's anything nasty to pick up. That's the stomach.
Yeah.
It looks like it's full of stuff.
Yeah, it's got some residue in it.
I'm not sure if that's bile or what coming out of there, but that yellow substance is... That looks pretty nasty. Yeah, I'm so glad I already ate lunch. All right, sir, can you please wrap up 4 gooey, gnarly stomachs to go? First mission accomplished. A little bit grosser than I expected, but I think I know how they work. Next step, back to the shop so I can outdo the grossness and try to blow these up.
Inside at Indigestion HQ,
oh, jeez!
The team's first job is to prepare these pig stomachs for their diet of Diet Coke and Mentos.
Look at the ooze. That's cool.
First, they have to drain the bellies of a mystery jelly.
That is an amazingly bad smell.
Oh
yeah, after you haven't eaten for a while, you know, and just throwing up bile, this is just bile.
And speaking of throwing up, trust Tori to take it too far.
You okay? You have to...
Hi, Carrie.
Carry the cable ties.
Come to me, darling.
Carry the cable ties.
Come on, Carrie. Carrie. Come on. Never leave your position, Carrie.
With the pig and Carrie's stomach empty, the team can finish rigging out our test subject with his internal organ. And to ensure they replicate the myth's circumstances accurately, Carrie has a plan.
We want to make this situation as realistic as possible, so we need our stomach to have stomach acids. We didn't want just the dead bile that had been sitting in there, so we drained out the stomach, and now we're going to add a fluid that will have the same acidity as a stomach after it's added a little food.
Okay, that operation's complete.
Nice work, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
I think the patient's gonna recover just nicely.
With the deft touch of amateur butchers, Dr. Imahara and Dr. Bulaci have added the acid.
It's my flesh bagpipe.
But the unfortunate patient ain't done yet. They rig his esophagus with a tube and valve system so the team can simulate the delivery of a lunch of candy and cola.
Nasty stuff! Okay, so this is the experimental test setup for the myth that if you drink a bunch of Diet Coke and eat a bunch of Mentos, your stomach will explode. We have standing in for the human stomach a pig stomach, which is a good analog for that. Now, one of the ends is clamped off with a hemostat. Inside the stomach, we have a dilution of muriatic acid, and that is diluted to a pH of between 2 and 3 to match what your normal human stomach would have. Going into the stomach, we have a plastic tube, goes up to this junction. The idea is that we put the Diet Coke in from one side. Bottle goes up here, we squeeze it, Coke goes down the tube. After the Diet Coke's in, we clamp this off. Then, this is the Mentos side. We'll drop a nut in with this magnet in place, and then load the Mentos one by one. When we're ready to trigger, we pull the magnet away, all the Mentos go in the stomach at once. This will have been clamped off, and hopefully the Mentos and Diet Coke concoction will expand and expand and expand, and or so we think.
Carrie, Grant, and Tori are leaving no stomach unturned in an attempt to get to the bottom of the latest video sweeping the internet. Supposedly, after lunching on Diet Coke and Mentos, this guy ended up in ER with a torn tummy. To find the truth, the team are about to feed this pig's stomach a liter of Diet Coke and a handful of Mentos.
Okay, what do you think is gonna happen, Shay?
I don't think it's gonna explode.
Really?
Yeah.
100% it's not gonna explode.
I think there'll be a huge reaction. It'll probably come up here, and more likely there'll be rig failure before there's gonna be stomach failure.
Okay, the first ingredient is the Diet Coke. And when our skeletal friend guzzles the gassy soda, his stomach bloats out so much, Grant has a change of heart.
Whoa! Wow. I'm revising my estimates.
That looks uncomfortable. Next, the Mentos are dropped into a holding tube.
Okay, all 7 are in. Clamp it.
Clamping.
Here we go. Will the belly go ballistic?
3, 2, 1.
What happened?
Did it go?
Nothing
Did
happened.
they make him down? Did it get in?
I thought there was supposed to be a reaction. What's going on here?
Do you see anything?
Nope. The Mentos are definitely in there. But where's the famous foamy fountain? Our soda super sleuths are on it.
Let's go over the things that are different between the experiment we just did and the reaction we know, which is really explosive, which is dropping the Mentos into the 2-liter bottle.
Okay, well, first thing is we're actually pouring it into the stomach, and it's foaming up a lot. And when you normally do this experiment, you're adding the Mentos to the soda, which is still in the bottle.
And the other thing that's different about the stomach is it has the muriatic acid in it. So that might be doing something to change the reaction between the Diet Coke and the Mentos.
Their plan is to use a process of elimination to work out what's happening. And a few simple bench tests later, they confirm the acid is not the culprit.
Okay, so the muriatic acid doesn't seem to be having an effect on the Mentos and Diet Coke reaction.
Next, they look into their method of squeezing the bottle to pour the Coke quickly into the stomach.
And it's going down. No, wait. No, it's going down.
Yep, there's your problem.
Okay, so the pour is what's killing all our carbonation, and that's preventing the reaction.
Yeah, totally.
By copying the video where our guy guzzles his cola quickly, the tests have shown the soda loses most of its CO2. So they're going to redo the test, trying to retain the fizz with a slow, controlled pour. And because the stomach's opaque, they can't see what's going on.
So we've replaced the pig stomach with a translucent balloon, and that really gives a better idea of, how much liquid's going in, if we're generating a lot of gas, or hopefully what's going on.
But despite the gentle pour, the result is the same.
Okay.
Through the clear balloon, you can see the soda sizzling before the Mentos have even been added.
No matter how slow a pour you have, any agitation is going to release all of this foam.
Which confirms the simple act of drinking the Diet Coke releases the CO2. And without its fizz, the candy and cola can't do the biz.
I think that we've conclusively proven that if you eat Mentos and drink Diet Coke, you're not going to explode your stomach. But for the sake of science, I think we should continue on and try and eliminate some of these variables.
Well, one way we can get rid of the loss of gas through the pour is we just go directly to the bottle and have the Mentos drop into the bottle, so we're not actually agitating the Diet Coke as we're pouring.
So the next setup is a completely unrealistic scenario, which involves dropping the Mentos into the Coke with the stomach already attached.
Final stomach and Mentos experiment in 3, 2, 1, release.
It's like the New Year's Day parade.
It's getting bigger.
You know?
God, can you imagine that's in your stomach? Oh.
But still, no explosion.
No.
No explosion. But I guarantee he
really threw up.
Yeah.
But I want to see an explosion. I mean, how are we going to get one of these stomachs to blow up?
Compressed air.
Are you serious?
Yeah!
The myth is well and truly busted, but boys will be boys. They want a burst belly.
This is 30 psi compressed air directly into the stomach. 3, 2, 1.
Ever get that gassy, bloated feeling?
Whoa! That wasn't very long.
That got big!
And if you don't want a trip to ER, don't go sucking on compressed air at home. But as for Diet Coke and Mentos, they're clearly not the explosive combo the internet would have us believe.
Well, that one's busted.
Yeah, the myth and the pig stomach.
So does that mean this Diet Coke and Mentos thing is finally over?
Well, actually, I heard this one about this guy. He had a jetpack.
Adam and Jamie have been blown away by the results of a movie myth.
This looks like he might have really saved his buddies here.
But the director hasn't called rap yet. The guys have a couple more Hollywood hero techniques to test.
So what's next?
Well, I'm thinking about this other Hollywood scenario I've seen where the hero doesn't dive on the grenade, he actually throws it into a bucket of water to protect those around him.
Well, it makes sense to me, and it's easy to test. I mean, get a bucket of water, drop a grenade in it, see what happens.
Yeah, I'm curious to find out if it actually dampens the grenade blast or actually makes it worse or does nothing at all.
Well, we have played around with explosives in water before. Remember on another Hollywood myth, we tried to open a safe by filling it with water and setting off an explosive. And it transmitted the energy quite well. It was very effective, but I don't know what it'll do with a bucket.
Wow! That worked beautifully!
Well, let's give it a shot.
Back at the range, Adam and Jamie have rigged the live grenade and dunked it in a bucket of water. The question is, will this hand grenade hero technique actually dampen the blast? Or is it another example of Hollywood screenwriters rewriting the laws of physics?
Based on what I know, I think this may well be our best technique of all the ones that we try, because we know that water resists things moving through it at high speed. And you know, these particles that are being sent out are really quite small. So, you know, I think the water may even be especially effective at slowing them down.
In 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Dude, that was incredible. Is that part of our bucket? That's the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, the bucket of water definitely kicked the bucket. But the crew is looking in pretty good shape. Compared to the control test, the shrapnel damage seems superficial. Until they take a good look at this guy.
Yeah, that's the first one we've seen through somebody's head.
Which causes Adam to leap to a hasty conclusion.
So, yeah, strangely, it's looking to me like jumping on a grenade is still best, and the bucket of water is kind of terrible.
But Jamie gives that theory a bucketing.
Actually, I kind of disagree about this one, because all of the previous ones required that our hero be close to the actual grenade when it went off. If we've got a bucket of water, we drop it in the water. This greatly reduced the total number of hits, greater than anything that we've done, and your hero might survive it. In the water safe story, the water turned out to be more efficient at transferring the blast pressure. But in this case, we're more interested in the frag from the grenade casing, and the fact is that the water reduced the total amount of frag hits. So that means that the blast was marginally more survivable.
So when it comes to saving your friends from an exploding grenade, the bucket approach really does hold water. And so to our final hand grenade hero technique.
It's a grenade. Get rid of it.
In this tall tale on TV, our hero attempts to blunt the blast by dropping the ticking time bomb in cold storage. To replicate that small screen scene, the first thing they'll need is a fridge.
What does it smell like, man? What did you keep in here?
It smells like old food, I think. We need to spray it with bleach inside.
No. We're gonna clean it out with a grenade.
Luckily, Shop General Terry is having a clear out, and his old beer fridge could really do with being put out of its misery. So once again, it's back to the range, this time for some gratuitous destruction of kitchen appliances. All in the name of science, of course.
There's stuff in there. The beer.
The fridge is in position.
If you caught any diseases from here, you can cure yourself with the penicillin right here.
And our cutout cast gather around as the bomb team rig the grenade inside the fridge, just like the film clip.
Given what we've seen so far from all the tests, I actually think this fridge has got a better chance than anything else of saving everybody in the vicinity of that grenade. There's big steel wall, you have an air chamber in there, you've got plastic, you've got fiberglass lining, and there's just a lot of stuff in the way of all that fragmentation. I don't think this fridge will be anything but destroyed when we're done.
But saving the fridge isn't the myth. Will it suppress the blast and save the hero?
In 3, 2, 1.
The replay shows the silhouettes chilling out around the fridge, wondering what's for dinner. What else? Bangers and smash.
Yeah, something tells me that this is maybe not the best of the options. What do you think?
Wow. Oh, man. It's pretty clear here that the two places you don't want to be standing are either in front or behind the fridge, but on the side is just fine.
The key position is the actor directly in front. As per the film clip, our hero runs away from the fridge and ducks down square on to the door. And as the high-speed camera shows, that ain't exactly the best idea.
He didn't fare too well with the Battle of the Refrigerator.
No, number 7 is totally gone. If you're thinking that a refrigerator is going to contain a grenade, you're totally wrong. I'm sitting on the evidence.
But Adam, that's what you thought. With predictions as poor as that, we'd better let Jamie wrap this one up.
Out of all the options that we had, this was clearly the worst idea. When you think about it, it makes sense. You've got a lot of metal there to create shrapnel. You don't have a lot of mass to resist it. You've got foam and other lightweight things, and it's awfully messy as well. So how did Hollywood, with its typical tenuous connection with reality, fare with this myth?
Surprisingly well. It turns out jumping on a grenade does quite well at limiting the grenade's frag.
And the bucket of water didn't do so bad either.
Yeah, of all the ones we tested, I'd have to say putting a grenade into a refrigerator should be left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah. So how are we going to wrap this up?
Well, we have to say that jumping on a grenade is confirmed. Amazingly, we've gone after a Hollywood myth that ain't a myth at all.
Okay, it's confirmed.